Have you ever met someone who just seems to command attention without saying a word? Maybe you've been at a party, a bustling cafe, or even just walking down the street, and suddenly your eyes are drawn to a particular person. They're not necessarily the loudest in the room, nor are they trying to be the center of attention. Yet somehow, everyone seems to notice them. There's an undeniable energy about them, a presence that's impossible to ignore. They have this aura about them, a quiet confidence that draws you in. It's not about arrogance or showing off. Instead, it's a subtle, almost magnetic pull. You find yourself wanting to know more about them, to hear what they have to say, even if they haven't spoken a single word yet. Their calmness in the midst of chaos, their ease in any environment, makes them stand out in the most natural way. These are the unforgettable ones. The people who, even after a brief encounter, linger in your memory. You might not remember every detail of the conversation, but you remember how they made you feel. Their presence leaves an imprint, a sense of inspiration or curiosity that stays with you long after they've gone. They leave a mark on your soul long after you've met them. You find yourself replaying moments in your mind, wondering what it was about them that was so captivating. Was it their smile, their posture, the way they listened so intently? Or was it something deeper, something you can't quite put your finger on? Think about the men in your life who fit this description. Maybe it's a mentor, a friend, or even a stranger you crossed paths with just once. They might not have been the most conventionally attractive or the most outgoing, but there was something about them that set them apart. Their individuality, their authenticity, and the way they carried themselves made a lasting impression. What is it about them that makes them so captivating? Is it their ability to listen, to make you feel seen and heard? Is it the way they move through the world with purpose, never rushed, never desperate for approval? Or is it the quiet strength in their eyes, the sense that they know who they are and are comfortable in their own skin? It's not always about flashy cars, big muscles, or witty jokes. In fact, the most unforgettable people often don't rely on external things to define their worth. They don't need to impress anyone with material possessions or clever punchlines. Their confidence comes from within, and it radiates outward in everything they do. It's something deeper, something magnetic. It's the way they look at the world, the way they treat others, and the way they remain true to themselves, no matter the situation. This magnetism isn't loud or boastful. It's subtle, but incredibly powerful. It's the kind of energy that makes you want to be around them, to learn from them, to understand what makes them tick. It's a quiet strength, a self-assured presence that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. It's the ability to be comfortable in silence, to be at peace with oneself, and to project that peace outward. This kind of presence is rare, but when you encounter it, you know you're in the company of someone truly special. This, my friends, is the secret art we're about to uncover. In the chapters ahead, we'll explore what it takes to develop this unforgettable presence, how to cultivate that quiet confidence, and how you too can leave a lasting impression wherever you go. Get ready to discover the subtle, powerful qualities that make someone truly unforgettable. We live in a world obsessed with the superficial looks, money, status. We're bombarded with messages telling us we need to be louder, richer, and more muscular to attract someone. But true connection goes far beyond these surface-level traits. It's about something much deeper: emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and a strong sense of self. These qualities are timeless, and they are what truly captivate the hearts and minds of others, especially women. Presence. It's a simple word, yet it holds a depth that many of us rarely pause to consider. In a world that constantly demands our attention, where distractions are just a click away and our minds are often racing ahead to the next task, presence can feel elusive, almost like a luxury. But what if it's actually a necessity, a quiet superpower that shapes the way we experience life and connect with others? It's a word that's thrown around a lot these days, but what does it truly mean? Is it just about being physically somewhere? Or is there something deeper at play? True presence is more than simply showing up. It's about bringing your full attention, your awareness, and your genuine self into each moment. whether you're alone or surrounded by others. Presence is the ability to be fully engaged in the moment, to be present with yourself and with the people around you. It's about listening, not just hearing words, but truly absorbing what's being said, noticing the subtle cues in body language, and responding with empathy. When you're present, you're not distracted by your phone, your to-do list, or your worries about the future. You're here now, and people can feel that. It's about silencing the constant chatter in your mind and truly listening, observing, and connecting on a deeper level. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect or have all the answers. It means you're willing to be open, to notice your thoughts without judgment, and to return your focus to the present moment again and again. Meditation, mindful breathing, or simply pausing to notice your surroundings can help you cultivate this skill. Cultivating presence is a journey, but the rewards are immeasurable. Over time, you may notice a greater sense of calm, clarity, and connection in your life. You might find that your relationships deepen, your creativity flourishes, and your ability to handle stress improves. Even small moments of presence, like taking a mindful walk or writing in a journal, can have a profound impact on your well-being. It allows you to move through the world with a quiet confidence and magnetism that draws people in. When you are truly present, others sense it. They feel seen, heard, and valued. This quiet power doesn't shout or demand attention. Instead, it radiates from within, inviting others to slow down and be present too. In a noisy world, presence is a rare and beautiful gift, one that you can offer to yourself and to everyone you meet. So many of us, myself included, have fallen into the trap of thinking we need to be someone we're not to be loved. We try to impress, to overcompensate, to be the loudest voice in the room. We chase after validation, seeking external approval instead of cultivating it from within. This often leads to neediness, insecurity, and ultimately pushes away the very connection we're so desperately seeking. So, the antidote to this frantic energy is presence. In a world that constantly demands our attention, where distractions are everywhere and expectations run high, it's easy to get swept up in the chaos. We often find ourselves overthinking, worrying about how we're perceived and trying to control every outcome. But the real secret, the one that truly sets you apart, is learning to be fully present in each moment. Presence is about grounding yourself, letting go of the need to impress, and simply allowing yourself to be. It's really about shifting your focus from, what can I do to impress her? Instead of getting caught up in a mental checklist of things you think you should say or do, try to notice what's actually happening right now. Notice your breath, the way your body feels, the sounds around you. When you stop trying to perform and start to simply experience, you create a space for genuine connection. People can sense when you're truly there with them, not lost in your own head. The question shifts from, who do I need to be for others, to who am I, and how can I show up authentically in this moment? This is a powerful transformation. When you embrace your authentic self, you stop seeking validation from others. You realize that your worth isn't determined by external approval, but by your own sense of self. This authenticity radiates outward, making you more approachable, relatable, and magnetic. This is the essence of presence over performance. It's not about putting on a show or trying to be someone you're not. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, no matter where you are or who you're with. When you embody presence, you naturally draw people in. Your calm, grounded energy becomes a beacon in a world full of noise and pretense. When you operate from this place of grounded confidence, you become a source of strength and stability. Others feel safe around you, inspired by your calm assurance. You're able to support friends, connect deeply in conversations, and handle challenges with grace. This kind of confidence isn't loud or boastful, it's quiet, steady, and deeply reassuring to those around you. You're not trying to prove anything, you're simply being. There's a profound peace that comes from letting go of the need to impress or compete. You find contentment in your own company and joy in the simple act of being alive. This inner peace is visible to others, and it draws them to you effortlessly. And that, my friends, is incredibly attractive. When you show up as your true self, fully present and authentic, people can't help but be drawn to you. It's not about flashy gestures or clever lines. It's about the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are. That's the real secret, and it's available to anyone willing to embrace presence over performance. Imagine a vast, still lake. Now picture a raging storm. Which one would you rather be around? The same principle applies to your energy. When you cultivate inner peace and emotional stability, you become a source of calm in a chaotic world. This doesn't mean you never experience negative emotions. It's about learning to process them in a healthy way and not letting them control your behavior. On a biological and psychological level, women are wired to seek out partners who can provide stability, security, and emotional support. This isn't about being stoic or unemotional. It's about being the kind of man who can handle life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. This is the essence of true masculinity, the ability to be both strong and sensitive, assertive and compassionate. We live in a world that's constantly trying to grab our attention, but true power often lies in silence. It's in those quiet moments of reflection, of observation, that we gain clarity and perspective. Learn to be comfortable with silence. Don't feel the need to fill every moment with words. Listen deeply, observe carefully, and choose your words wisely. Becoming the kind of man who embodies this quiet strength is a journey, not a destination. It's about cultivating your inner oak tree, strong, rooted, and able to weather any storm. Start by focusing on these key areas: emotional control, present moment awareness, and building self-respect. Practice mindfulness meditation to become more aware of your thoughts and emotions. Learn to set healthy boundaries, to say no when you need to, and to prioritize your own well-being. This isn't just about becoming more attractive to women. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about stepping into your power, owning your worth, and living a life of purpose and authenticity. The world needs more men who are grounded, confident, and emotionally intelligent. So I urge you, my friends, to embark on this journey of self-discovery. Cultivate your inner strength, embrace your vulnerability, and become the unforgettable man you were always meant to be.